falling. There is Henrik Stenson. Took him 18 years to win his first major title. Now he could win two
in a 2-week span. Yeah, exactly. And doing exactly what he did. Starting out here in a lot at the Open Championship. You see the club that he pulled there, 3-wood off the tee. The opening hole, par 4, measures 466 yards.
Roger that.
And this is his go-to club. He strikes it beautifully, flights it down, and more importantly, today, he's accurate with this club.
PGA Championship uses a 3-hole aggregate as its playoff format.
It's a location on the first hole today. On the front right portion, just 10 paces on, 5 to the right. We've seen a number of those hole locations today already.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2:58 starting time. The referee for this group is Chip Essig, PGA member from Hickory Stick Golf Club in Greenwood, Indiana. The rules observer for this group is Jack Connolly, PGA past president, North Hills Country Club, North Hills, Pennsylvania. Now on the tee, from Sweden, Henrik Stenson.
Stenson has shot 67 in all 3 rounds. Opening tee shot of his final round.
Now on the tee,
That trusty
from Germany.
Tee shot.
Thank you.
So let's go back to Stenson now in the fairway with his second shot.
Location on the right-hand side today. You don't want to short side yourself.
That one comes up short.
Like a little rise, too. That's not a very easy little pitch to get up and down. Even though he's pretty close to the hole, he's got to go over a little rise before you get up on the green. Lift clean in place here in the final round.
Stenson shot 63 in the final round at Troon, finishing at 20 under par, which ties the lowest score in relation to par at a major. The other man to do it, Jason Day, last year at the PGA Championship. We had a chance yesterday because of all the rain on the CBS broadcast to watch some of the action from Whistling Straits last year. What a reminder of just how dominant Jason Day was.
It was amazing what he did to the golf course, and the conditions weren't that easy either.
.43 appearances in the majors for Stenson. Finally broke through earlier this month at the Open Championship. Said he's already had a couple of bottles of champagne out of the claret jug. And he will represent Sweden at the Olympics. See just how challenging this hole location today is at 1. There's not a lot of room. Just 10 paces on and 5 paces from the right. Starting to hear some Sunday roars around the grounds at Baltrusol. Third for Stenson.
Well, that's a nifty little pitch off a tight lie there, up and over that little rise on that right-hand side of the green. You'll have that to save par.
Not much breeze, and it's very humid out there. So temperature in the 80s, but it feels a lot warmer than that. Keep in mind, a lot of these golfers
Stays at 4 over par. 4 under par, excuse me. Tied for 16th. Now Stenson. A lot of work left here. But does have some movement. The influence of the mounting just to his left as it goes downhill. We saw the bunker shot of Martin Keimer. That's back downhill, so that hillside just to his left will influence his putt to go to the right. Solid start there. Testing your nerves early.
Stenson remains 2 shots off the lead. And the lead held by Jimmy Walker, who's just minutes away from starting his final round as we take a look at this par 4 second hole.
374 yards today. No need to hit driver, and it's sure Stenson will probably not. He'll go with that 3-wood. Pretty straightforward hole in a green that there's a little ridge that bisects this green from front to back. That whole location on the second hole today in the back right portion. There's some slope just to the right of that bunker, greenside bunker right, that will feed the ball down toward the hole if you happen to miss a little right.
Played as the 4th easiest hole so far today.
195 to our spot, okay? Bunker. Run out on line bunker, right edge of bunker. 200. Exactly. Same one. Got it? 830.
Well, Stenson not going with the 3-wood, taking an iron here.
Like this play. Saw that play a lot in the Open Championship. He really compresses the ball. When I mean compress it, he really traps the ball against the ground. He makes a different sound than a lot of professional players, even some of the best ball strikers in the world. They just angle of attack and he just absolutely pounds it.
Looking for his 2nd major of the month. First fairway as we take you back out live to the second hole, our featured pairing of Henrik Stenson and Martin Keimer.
We asked that question at the top of the show, which avenue would he take, the aggressive line, or would he be more conservative? Well, certainly giving up a little distance with going with iron off the tee, but more importantly, he's in the fairway, and the way that he hits these mid irons, he hits it just as close in there with those than he does those short irons. He had, just as I said there, wow, that was spot on there.
Well done by Stenson. Great look at birdie at the second.
The back edge is 60, pal. There's a couple of...
Stenson with 15 feet for birdie at the second hole to pull within 1 of the lead.
Pretty straightforward putt. There's a little ridge to his right just to come up over. We'll move left now.
Oh. Started it too far right.
Too far out there. And a solid start, though, for Stenson.
Still 2 back of Jimmy Walker. Work they have done to get this course ready for play today. As we look at the very challenging par 4 third hole, playing 505 today.
It is something too. Dog leg to the right. Some of the longer players will try to bite off some of that dog leg down the left-hand side, but you cannot miss their heavy rough down that left-hand side. Ideally, you like to be in that right-hand side of the fairway. The green opens up from there. Hole location today in that back portion of the green, once again on the right-hand side, as the PGA of America rules staff is side. Now Stenson, this is something we don't see often.
Wow, going with driver.
Yep. What he has to do here when he hits his club, maintain speed. Do not try to guide it. Go ahead and let it go like he does a 3-wood here.
Staring this one down.
Did it go through the fairway on the right? That's what he's looking at right now. It stays in the fairway there. Well done.
Great spot for Stenson. Henrik Stenson just 2 shots off the lead, held by Jimmy Walker.
Stenson finds the fairway up the right-hand side. This section of the golf course right here. Some parts will have rain, some parts won't have rain. That's the way it's spread out. Here at the third hole, perfect conditions, hot, humid. Interesting to see the greens really haven't changed pace since we got started this morning at 9 a.m. East Coast time.
Stenson will be first.
Second shot plays slightly back down the hill. Solid contact there. And he just absolutely stripes it. Fun to watch.
Great shot from Stenson. Nearly hole high, and he'll have another chance to make birdie here at the third hole.
Andrew, even when he's not playing well, I'm still a big fan of the way Stenson strikes the ball.
Now it's Stenson.
Favor off the right, no? Favoring right to left down there, or what?
First time Stenson played the PGA Championship was 2005, right here at Baltrusol. Finished tied for 47th. Stenson with the extended chat with his caddy Gareth Lord. Now stands over a 25-foot putt for birdie.
And what they were discussing was they know how it's going to break from the get-go. It's just at the hole, have a tendency maybe to work back to the left a little bit. We'll never know. Comes up a good 3 feet short there. Stenson's putt. A solid strike. Love the way he positions the ball in the stance there right in the middle. Shoulders hang very level and just way off with the speed.
All right, now Stenson. This to stay 2 back.
All right.
Henrik Stenson opens with 3 straight pars in his final round. He's had a couple of birdie putts on 2 and 3, not able to capitalize. Stays at 9 under as they make their way over to the par 3 4th hole.
Playing 195 yards today. Over the water. And where that whole location is positioned today, in that back center of the green, the water will not come to play. It'll take a total miss hit to find the water. See the ridge that bisects this green. The location. Six iron for Stenson. Always amazed here when he gets these mid-range clubs in there. Love his posture. Watch the right side. Chase it down the line here. None of that swinging left or anything. He just picks his target line and just absolutely throws the club right down that line.
This will be left of the hole.
Not that bad. By his standards, though, not what he was looking for.
Keimer with a beauty. Stenson a little bit longer for birdie at the par 3 4th. When we come back, Luke Elvey.
Bottom right portion where the water comes into play. It is a brutal hole from there. But now, given the hole locations back in some of the higher spots on the greens, unable to implement the uses of that hole location this week.
We're watching the most recent major champion, Henrik Stenson, playing alongside 2010 PGA winner and 2014 US Open champion Martin Keimer. Can Stenson be a 2-time major champion by the end of this round? He's certainly beautifully positioned. Still looking for his first birdie, though, at the final round.
How about that 2-week span, 2 major championships? He spent his whole career trying to get 9 years, trying to get 1, now maybe 2 in a 2-week span. It's interesting now, you watch Stenson play. Excuse me, Luke, that he has been spot on right now. He's even par. Keimer has missed the first 2 of the first 3 greens. He's under par. Stenson comes up short once again, as he did back at the par 4 third. Almost identical distance.
They're one of those little nervy putts that we've seen.
Missing.
They did win the Players' Championship before that US Open victory, Pinehurst #2. To be a major champion puts you in rare air here in the world of professional golf, but to be a multiple major champion, we've got one on the broadcast team this week, Lee Jansen. Not many people have won 2 or more majors, and if Stenson can pull it out here at Baltrusol, he's in that company.
just as you did back to the third. Center cut there for Stenson.
It'll be a patient display by the Swede. You'd expect that. 40 years of age, plenty of experience. Back with more in a moment. Series of par fours here that really test the player. This is the first of them.
Yeah, start out right here, 428 yards of par four. Bunkers down the left-hand side. Those bunkers actually really directional bunkers there. You can fly it over there. Then you have the staggering bunker on the right and the left. You try to fit it in between there. The second shot plays slightly back up the hill. And there's a little section of the green that's bisected that comes from left to right there. And that part of the green slopes hard from back to front right.
He won all 5 points representing the President's Cup team in Korea at the end of last year. He and Louis Oosthuizen did just both that, and well, he's finding himself in contention again. So is Stenson. As the trusty three would let him down.
Oh. It's going to be interesting if that ball did not trickle in the bunker, too. It's going to be an awkward stance.
Climbers in it. Has Stenson got all the way to the bottom, or is he on a awkward stance? It's a thrilling final round, and we're well and truly into it. Well, that's what we were wondering with Henrik Stenson, whether that ball had fit into the bunker or not. And look, it's like quite a precarious lie there, Billy Ray.
Yes, to say so the least there. This ball might just almost be about, after he takes this awkward stance, about maybe between his shins and his knees. Ball's going to be above his feet. Now you bring in the type of radius in which you have to swing the golf club around your body here. You bring in the heel of the golf club, catching this long rough first. This can go anywhere.
Well, no one in the field has been better with their approach shots than Henrik Stenson. He's been playing most of them from the fairway. This will provide a stern test here.
It certainly will. He'll be lining up way out to the right. Sounds like a good strike. You kidding me?
Oh, Henrik, that's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely incredible there.
It takes a high level of skill and patience. A lot of people get quite aggressive on swings like that, but you can see he just stayed behind the golf ball. Clean contact, and he's got 25 feet uphill for birdie.
That was really good. That was really good there.
What skill, Billy Ray Brown? What do you recommend to the club golfer? You just keep it in your thoughts here as we watch Stenson line up this birdie look. Given how soft the conditions were, we thought, well, the players will really get after it, particularly with lift clean place. But the lowest round as far as a 65, and that was by Just Loudon some 3 hours ago.
Well, certainly so, and I think also we talk about the weather and game plans and formatting game plan. I think everyone's really trying to jockey for position here, coming down with the final 9 holes to play to have a chance there. But the length of the golf course with that rain, though, it's really playing long for these players right now. In the rough for the first time all week, in my opinion, it's rearing its head because of the density, one, but also the heaviness with the moisture it holds right now.
That's 5 straight pars for Stenson, and he remains at 9 under. Which is currently 2 behind Jimmy Walker. So that hole navigated despite missing the fairway off the tee. Let's head across to the 6th that plays 476 yards.
Yeah, it's all you want in the par 4 here. Obviously, players cannot see the ball in. There's a little rise in the center of the fairway right there, up and over there. 33 yards wide between those bunkers on the left and the right. That hole location today here at the 6th hole is in that left portion of the green. Now, there is some slope just behind the flagstick that comes back toward the flagstick, so that's going to help them. But it sits right on a small little slope, like 4 paces over that ridge. Bunkering fantastic here. I got to tell you, it frames the green so.
0.01, and I was wondering if Stenson would perhaps go to the Chief here, but I don't think I've seen him hit it all week. It's been that 3-wood from the get-go.
He's only hit it one time today. Drove it in the fairway at the 3rd, down the right-hand side. He's trying to bend it around that corner. That's one of the longest tee shots. Was trying to hit it out to the right, but did find the fairway with it.
Well, the big question here is he got enough to get to the bottom of the hill.
You know, when it's firm, fast conditions, that 3-wood goes just as far as his driver.
Just quick consultation with Gareth Lord, sorry. He had that phenomenal run at the end of 2013 that he won both the money titles on the US and European tours. Gareth Lord had won as much as a caddy to go and buy a Ferrari.
Changed job, my friend. That is awesome.
Skinny leg!
And off the left-hand side.
They missed his tee ball to the left at 5. This one also in that direction. So Stenson's trusty 3-wood getting a little bit rusty here on Championship Sunday.
Hold up, please. Yeah, please.
Decent lie, though. Caught a pretty good break there. The ball's going to be above his feet, but you can actually see ties. Automatic invites back to the PGA next year.
Always step one for every participant in the field to ensure that return bout.
So true.
Henrik Stenson here, just going through a bit of a swing, just trying to get the rhythm back, Billy Ray.
Yeah, you know, he got off to a really good start, but certainly I think here he caught a huge break. The left rough there, ball sitting up for him. Ball's going to be below his feet.
It's flat. As we look at it, it's 65-14.
Gareth Lord suggesting it's 179 to the flag.
Pretty good. What we need.
Nice and quiet, guys, please. Thanks.
Another sound performance by Stenson off the tee, as it always is. He's one of the top 2 or 3 ball strikers in golf. This is not an easy shot, Billy Ray. Is there enough wetness in the grass to stop this from being a flyer?
You know, the way he approaches the ball, his steepness of his swing, he doesn't catch many flyers whatsoever. And the grain of the grass is going with him right now. So the lie is conducive to actually hitting a decent shot here. Now, what it will do here, it might pitch a little bit forward, but the height in which he hits these mid-iron shots, if he hits it right on the button, it shouldn't advance very far. Bringing it straight out of the clouds, just like that right there. You know, some players have a swing built out of the rough, and his model of swing, though, is conducive to hitting shots like that.
What about those 2 approaches into 5 and 6?
I'm going to plot myself around. I'm going to pick my spots where I think I can make birdie. First and foremost, I got to start, if you're Stenson, I've got to start putting the ball in play right now so I can be aggressive and go after some of these 5-6, especially with the soft conditions on the greens.
Well, you predicted earlier in the week that a score between 11 and 13 under would win it. Probably feeling pretty good about things.
Yeah,
like that.
I tell you, Jimmy Walker, if you look at it right now, if he gets to 13 under par, Brandon Grace running out of holes right now. He's on the tough par 3 16th right now, and that hole, you know, measures 215 yards, and you have a par 5 you can't reach to. But you think about the 72nd hole today at measuring 526 yards, very gettable. You can make eagle there.
Baltrusol and its lower course has proven to be a wonderful major championship test. This is the 9th men's major it's hosted. There's been 2 US Women's Opens as well, and the upper course as well as the lower course have hosted a bunch of US amateur championships. It's an incredible property, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. And What blows me away, though, and you see these old-style golf courses, which are, you know, it's a throwback, and I absolutely love it. What they've done here, too, this is natural terrain in this part of the country that has these subtle movements, and they just fit a golf course in, and beautifully designed and won, but they also were able to use the topography here and use it fabulously. It's brilliant, in my opinion.
A.W. Tillinghast was commissioned to design both the upper and lower courses back in 1922. He's been, you get to shape shots according to it, and it really has an impact. And Jason Day was talking about it between rounds of how much the mountain changes the way you read putts here. What you think it's going to do, you have to factor in what the mountain will do with the putting, much like Rays Creek does at Augusta National.
Yeah, you know, speaking of Jason Day, that he got that knowledge when he was only able to play one practice round. He went and seeked out the head professional here, and he gave him, went shot by shot, hole by hole, the way, and he said, don't forget the mountain. That will influence so many times throughout the course of the round. That putt will go away from that mountain.
Doug Steffen retiring at the end of this year, another wonderful PGA club professional. Here's Stenson for birdie. Good speed. Holds its line, and then it goes. So the Super Swede is now up to 10 under par. Just a shot behind our leader, Jimmy Walker.
Yeah, that's terrific. You go back there, poor drive, misses the amazing 6-iron he played out of that rough. Let's take one more look at it. This ball has great pace. See you later.
How many of those did he hold it through?
Well, ask Phil Mickelson. He'll tell you that's for sure.
It was that range, around 20 feet. Well, Jason Day birdied the 5th as well. He'll head to the 6th, but why don't we head to the 7th, one of the 2 converted par 5s here.
488 yards, dogleg to the right. Imperative, that bunker right there. You stay out of that bunker down the left-hand side, especially if you get deep enough into it. There's a huge face that will not allow the player to get all the way up to this green. And I love the way the opening of the green is. There's 2 little areas. There's a mock bunker just short of the green, some 40 yards. Really gives the player a lot of depth perception issues. And again, you know, these lines that we're seeing on our screen right now, those are not sharp ridges. You've got to map these holes very, very carefully, especially the green complexes, and know these subtle breaks.
Obviously, given all the rain we've had on the property, the green is a lot more receptive than what it would be if it was to play firm and fast. This 7th green would almost be impossible to hold. It's designed as a par 5 green, so it's a smaller green. Its width is a lot, but front to back is quite narrow. And back in 2005, it played as one of the hardest holes, and again this week it has been the case. Par 4 for the professionals and par 5 for the membership. Stenson stands up there with a 3-wood again.
You know, he doesn't have any issue. Excuse me, does Stenson, but he really likes to hit that bullet off to the right, that slight little draw. This shot calls, you see the bunkering down the left-hand side, that lone bunker that I referenced, that is a great guiding point for the players right there and pillow up. That is a great look. Thank you, guys. What great camera work there. He'll be looking right at that bunker, aiming right at that. Takes it up the bunker. Now he turns it over. See if it catches the fairways enough to get there. Again, left.
That's the 3rd tee ball in a row that Stenson has missed to the left with the 3 medal. For a man who's only 1 back, that's a slight concern.
Yeah, but the storyline now, as the weather starts to clear, is this incredible finish we're having down the stretch here.
There's a 2-man duel at Royal Troon, and at this stage I think there's 5 people still in the conversation, maybe 6 if you go to Matsuyama, who's 4 back, which would be similar to what we saw at Valhalla with the likes of McIlroy. Stenson was in that conversation, Mickelson, and also Fowler. And again, daylight might be an issue. At the PGA of America, who are the director of championships, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and They've left no stone unturned, Billy Ray Brown. The only thing they can't control is the weather, and everything else has been magnificent.
Yeah, I certainly agree. And they'll start working. They'll take some time off. They'll start working on this event tomorrow. If we get today's round in, the completion play, they'll start working on 2017 PGA year-round process.
But before they get to Quail Hollow in North Carolina, we've got a little event called the Ryder Cup that they've got a lot of attention and focus on coming up.
Yeah, certainly so.
Hazeltine at the end of September. Stenson will be first to play.
Yeah, this shot's really got 199 yards. And again, you can see his ball. A lot of times here you can't see anything at all, but this player's got definitely enough strength. He's going to have to catch it good to get it all the way up there.
There's a bunker that bites in 45 yards short of green.
It needs to go. You heard that? Oh, catches that green side bunker left, and that's a long bunker shot. That's the price you pay there. The thing is, you look at his face, he doesn't seem worried about it. I know I'm playing well. There's a lot of golf to be played. The only thing I control right now is me, and I need to control.
Wee man. There's Gareth Lord in that whole location, but Stenson came up short in the greenside bunker after missing his drive to the left. And this is around a 55, 60 foot bunker shot, maybe even a bit further. How did you like to play these, Billy Ray?
Well, depending on what kind of lie I had, if it was that long, if I was carrying 3 wedges later in my career, I'd play it. I never carried a 60, but I always had a 52-degree wedge, and I had a 48-degree pitching wedge. If it was a long bunker shot that had enough bounce on the club that I had, I'd play the 52 degrees and not even open the face that much. Just make sure I use the bounce of the club, or I'd loft it up there and land it a foot short and stop a dead stone.
Another stunner by Stenson, and that'll ensure that he keeps the bogeys off the scorecard through the first 7 holes. If you can go through the first 7, 1 under par, so we take another look at this beautiful shot, the acceleration through the ball.
And that's the key right there you speak of, Luke. You got to accelerate through that shot.
You can play that first 7-hole stretch in under par. Well, it really sets you up for the last 12 here, or last 11 holes at Baltrusol's lower course.
It certainly does. That was fabulous. You know, now you turn to that 8th that we spoke of moments ago. Definitely a birdie hole there at the 8th. It's going to be interesting to see what type of shot that Stenson plays off the. That is certainly.
Now Stenson, just a mere formality after that beautiful bunker shot. Walker, level par through the first 5 holes. 11 under, and Stenson the only players double digits under par.
He's pressing his luck right now. Stenson is in control right now. He's pressing his luck by putting this ball in the rough. The kicker is he's going to have to start having to find fairways right now.
It's just a quick walk to the 8th tee. There it is. Why don't we have a look at this fascinating little 4?
Fascinating at that. 381 yards today. I don't see a need to hit anything more than a 3 or 4 iron off the tee. Get up there about 230, 240 yards left. Now you're left with a 140-yard shot into the screen. And this whole location today is positioned just on that right-hand side. There's a slope just to the left of the hole that you can actually use as a backstop and bring it back toward the hole. This is definitely a birdie opportunity for this.
Could also be an eagle opportunity. You can see there that one eagle, Billy Ray Brown. Adam Scott, a little one-hop stop, got it to go down for an eagle 2. But he was aggressive off the tee. He hit the driver and only had it 70 yards in. So if you are confident, why not go for it? But Stenson's had some troubles with the 3 with the last 3 holes.
Yeah, that goes to my point. I'm still confused on why players tend to do that. Now, I've seen players throughout the week hit driver.
Well, Henrik Stenson's followed suit and pulled out the long iron.
In my opinion, he's thinking well right now. He's thinking, okay, I can't let this hole get by without giving me an opportunity with my approach shot to get close. And I can't do that, in my opinion, right now, from missing it to the left in the rough like he has been.
He was watching it closely. And safely in the right half of the fairway, and as they walk up the fairway, Billy Ray Brown, that completes your time here at the PGA. Lovely work.
Thank you, sir.
Safe travels. We're going to take a break. I'm going to step out as well. Andrew Catalon's coming in, and so is Lee Jansen.
As Andrew Catalan back with you, joined now by two-time U.S. Open champion Lee Jansen. And Lee, we had a lot of question marks coming into the day about the weather and how would this event unfold, and here we are late Sunday afternoon, and we've got an unbelievable tournament going on.
Yes, last night we were just hoping that we could get some golf in. How long will we play? We didn't know. Scoring good again this morning. We're wondering when the overlapping rounds were going to go on. What would happen if someone was going to tee off way before the leaders and do something? But the guys that we suspect.
7 to 8 so far, okay? Right now,
Fairways are immaculate here. So you can basically live clean in place and put the ball anywhere and have a good lie. But when you have played live clean in place as many times as pros have played, you want to find the absolute perfect little piece of grass that the ball sits up just a hair so you can catch it clean. Play a lot of amateurs when we play in scrambles, and they give themselves such terrible lies. You know, they have a chance to get a ball teed up, and something else you could learn from the pros.
There's a lot of things that we all could learn from people like you, Lee. Stenson fires away with his second.
Doesn't
like it.
Well,
that's a long way home.
I don't know if he was trying to hit a 9-iron extra hard or a wedge extra hard and he pulled it, but he did hit it. He is pin high, but a long way across the green. Well, watching that, it appears that he just swung out at it a little bit. And when you swing out at it a little bit, sometimes the club face rotates a little bit faster. Of course, we're splitting hairs. You know, to tell the difference between that swing and a perfect swing for Henrik would be so minor, but that's just how hard golf is and how amazing it is when these guys make it look easy.
Lee, with all the rain we've had.
A number of hole locations that are pretty similar to ones they've already used this week. Part of the reason is they want to go to the highest spot on the green. If there was rain and water was puddling on the green, it generally puddles in the lowest spot. So if you get the farthest away from that, you have less squeegeeing, less putts through the puddles, less chance of stoppage of play. You know, very light wind, soft conditions doesn't always mean it's easy to get it near the hole. I prefer hitting off firm fairways. Less grass gets in between the club head and the ball. Big divots. You know, the ball hits the ground on the green and spins back. If it's curving at all when it hits, it's going to continue spinning that on that same line. I just as soon have a green where one hop and a stop. Yes. Henrik's been looking at this putt from all angles. The eighth, 45 feet. This green is one of the smaller greens, but has a lot of movement to it, so he's going to go over a slight rise in the middle of the green that runs from his left to right. Once it goes over that, it's going to break severely to the right.
The tour average from this distance, holding a 45-foot putt, 3%.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. And if it does go down, Stenson would find himself in a tie for the lead.
Well judged on the speed. Really, from that distance, that's really all he was working out is the speed. The combination of the line and the speed. If I hit this ball on the right line, where do I need to play it above the hole? Just to have a chance.
Stenson doing his due diligence here on the 8th green, trying to remain one shot off the pace.
Not a very long putt. It is downhill, but he is going to make sure he does everything in his routine that he normally has to do and not take anything for granted. It's an opportunity to go through your routine, you know, just to reinforce things sometimes, just to have a short putt. I don't mind taking my time on a 1.5 footer just to work on my alignment, follow through, and I like to see the ball go in the dead center of the hole just for a little bit of confidence.
All right, let's take a closer look at this par 3 9th hole, Lee.
Yes, they have 2 tees, one right, one left, depending on where they use the hole location. We've seen front left and middle left. Today, it's almost straight back in the center, but close to the back left part of the green. It's about as long as this hole is going to play all week. The greens are soft, so I expect guys just to fly it all the way to the hole. Normally, this green, you're going to hit the ball towards the front and run it back to the pin.
This is the longest it's played all week.
If he missed it that far left of the pin, he would have an extremely difficult bunker shot. So sometimes not getting it right at the pin is not the worst thing in the world. There's not many longer than Henrik Stenson.
Stenson made bogey here in the first round on Thursday, and he also is going with 6-iron.
Yeah, Martin looked like he was trying to muscle a 6-iron back as far as he could. This is probably a smooth 6-iron for Henrik. Left side of the tee box. Use the left side of the tee box so you can draw the ball to the pin, even when it's on the left.
Walking after this one, seems to like it, and a little bit inside of Keimer. Another chance for Stenson to move into a tie for the lead with Jimmy Walker. Stenson 1 under on his round and 1 shot off the lead at the 98th PGA Championship. Baltrusol in 1993. I'm Andrew Catalan. We take you back out to the 9th, and you can see what Keimer and Stenson use a little muscle here on the 9th green.
Yeah, that just tells you how soft it is. Conditions went from soft to muddy. When they're soft, like Friday afternoon, scoring is ideal. Now, muddy does lead to good scoring, but there are some obstacles. It's the speed watching Martin's putt. Wasn't exactly on the same line, but he was enough on the same line that he'd get an idea what this is going to do. Early on in this putt, he's on the side slope there. It's going to sling it left immediately, but it also breaks left the entire way. And right where Martin's mark, you know, I don't know exactly what, if he can use that as an aim point, but even if he's above it a ball or two, it's not bad to have something out there outside the hole to aim at.
Stenson with 1 birdie today. It came back at the 6th hole. If he could knock in his second, he'd move into a tie for the lead with Jimmy Walker.
Yeah, of the last 2 groups on the course, Walker and Stenson have negotiated the first 7 holes the best. He watched Martin come up short. He still didn't believe it. A little disgusted with himself. Yeah, there's a difference between making these pars with well-executed putts that just barely miss. You start feeling good about those, but when you're off on your speed, that's got to get corrected. And sometimes that can come from catching some of those footprints. The pin's back left. Virtually everybody is probably keeping it short right of the hole, so he's been putting from the same direction a lot of the guys have been walking, and not just the players with the caddies too. They walk around the right side of the green. If he hits a couple of marks that just makes it bounce, it'll come up short. And that could have a factor on a putt later where he doesn't have any footprints and he thinks he has the speed figured out, and suddenly he guns it by the hole.
Stenson with a 33 on his first 9, and he'll make the turn
between the two. Henrik Stenson, his 3-wood, such a valuable weapon for him. He's going to hit 3-wood here. Won his first major. 9 holes to play. 1 shot back. It's a great feeling. He knows he has a chance to do something special. Right down the middle. Ideal position to come into the pin.
Stenson, 3-wood, right down the middle. We've heard that a few times over the last couple of weeks. Henrik Stenson in the fairway here at the 10th hole. There is Stenson. Went 18 years without winning a major. Now trying to win his second one in 14 days.
Well, it's the best time to win your second one while you're hot. I think it's an advantage for Henrik that it's just been 2 weeks. He hasn't had enough time to really just go celebrate and rest on that accomplishment. He still has an opportunity to do something special right here. He's also got the Olympics, so I don't know that he was going to go rest anywhere. So even if the PGA was a week later, you know, he's still got a lot going on for the rest of the season.
Stenson very excited.
Left. You can see he let go with one hand, just how the grip twisted in his hand as he hit the grass.
Come on, Henrik.
Great position to come into this pin for Henrik.
163 for Stenson.
Flags are limp. They're not even moving. He's staring at it.
Stenson,
good shot.
Another birdie look as he tries to move into a tie atop the leaderboard with Jimmy Walker.
That's not. It's going to be a fairly flat putt from there. This green does not have a lot of movement in it, and he's short right of the hole. Excellent opportunity.
It's been that story for Stenson. 3-wood off the tee into the fairway, and then his greens in regulation in the Open Championship, and here so far at the PGA Championship, right around 80%. That's especially so this year, to the point you just made about Stenson coming in hot, still having the good vibes from Troon, and recording his first major title.
Yeah, a completely different style of golf, of course. And especially with all the rain this week, it is the dead opposite. Links golf is all about bouncing it in, gauging how far the ball is going to roll off the tee so you keep it out of the bunkers and even into the greens. So you have to shape your shots left and right, high and low. It's all about controlling where your ball ends up, not where, you know, how far you can Some, but that shows me that this course does drain very well, and they're starting to dry out a hair, but they're not going to dry out enough to make any difference today. But judging by the way that chip rolled out, this putt may break a hair to the right for Henrik. And I'm sure he was watching it, trying to learn anything he could.
Well, a moment ago, Jason Day just made birdie on the 9th hole. So now Stenson is 10 under and Jason Day also 10 under. They're both one shot behind Walker for the moment, as Henrik Stenson has a chance to join Walker at 11 under if he can make this putt. To drop again. Stenson still with just one birdie on his scorecard.
Barely getting that to the hole. You know, watching him, he sensed that he didn't make it the second he hit it. I'm not sure that he read it right or not. You know, it's hard to tell. It didn't look like he pushed it, so maybe he was playing it right edge. It just barely fell right anyway, but he barely got it to the hole. That's more of a concern. That putt needs to be, you're going to get lucky and have a shot. You're just going to hope that you can get it out of there.
Stenson also with 3-wood.
Which is, he would love to play a golf course where he had to hit 3-wood on every shot. 3-wood off the tee, 3-wood to the green, 3-wood on the par 3s. It's about 290 to run through the fairway at the far bunker on the left. Considering there's no roll, that's not a problem.
Both Keimer and Stenson in good position off the tee at the dogleg 11th. Henrik Stenson, one shot off the lead held by Jimmy Walker.
$50 yards away, and he made a 15-footer for bogey. So at some point he's thinking, I've got to not make a triple.
Keimer and Stenson walk up to their balls in the 11th fairway, and while they get set to hit, Lee, just curious, from the time you won the U.S. Open here in 1993 to this 98th PGA Championship, what's the biggest difference in how the lower course is playing?
Well, it was very dry that year, but I've come back and played it quite a few times. New tees have been put in. The bunkers have been reworked through time. You know, these things have to be done at the golf course. Nothing major has been done to the course as far as the design and the strategy of the course. The creek on 10 is the biggest one, and it was extended down the right side on 13 also. Some greens they shrunk a little bit from mowing patterns, so they've tried to bring back some areas, 5, 15, 12. Very minor, though, in comparison. The difference is the ball goes a lot further now, but this is a position golf course. You know, even though it's long, you still have to fit the ball in the right spot, so it's not necessarily a driver all the time. Even for the shorter hitters, they're going to hit 3-woods on occasion just to make sure they get the ball in the right position.
When you came here in 93, did you have a feeling this course set up well for you?
Well, I've been playing a lot, so this is my 5th week in a row. You know, right now I would not suggest you do that. I played a lot of tournaments that year already, also more than most guys played at that time. I just missed a playoff the week before, and the first time I ever saw the golf course was Monday of the U.S. Open. It probably would have been a good day to take off, but I didn't know any better back then, so I went and played a practice round. I remember playing with Rocco virtually all 3 days. He was probably smart enough to take a day off, so he probably did not play all 3 days with me, but I don't think I busted 75 in any of my practice rounds. But I wasn't worried because I had been playing so well leading into the tournament that I just felt like, all right, I'll just get a good night's sleep before the tournament starts and just get back to what I've been thinking about. Generally, for me, I always put too much pressure on myself in the U.S. Open, but that particular year, I said, you know, why don't I just play it like it's just another tournament and not worry about it. I hit it down the fairway, hit it on the green, and buried the first hole, and I had a completely different outlook the rest of the week.
Worked out great for you. Second shot for Stenson, and you saw his reaction here at the 11th. Not happy as he misses left into the rough. It appeared to be a decent lie. We could see his ball, but another look at the swing.
Yes, he hit his iron shot on number 8, well left of the hole, and did it again here. Now this was a back left.
Coming again on the 9th hole.
Yeah, we could see a theme where guys have learned that if I can just plod through the front 9, I don't have to be aggressive. I can be conservative, hit in the fairway, get on the green, make my pars through those first 7 holes. There are lots of birdie opportunities coming in.
Therein lies some of the frustration for Stenson, who was in golden position off the tee here at 11. But here's a look at his lie after his second shot, and he just hopes to walk away with par now.
So he's going to have to go through the grass a little bit to get to it. So it's important to hit this as clean as possible. You can see it's uphill right where the green starts. Then it goes up over a little rise and then runs back to the hole. So a mishit here that lands just barely on the green is not going to roll anywhere. If he flies it halfway to the hole, it's going to take off and run past the hole. So he's got to hit this. He's got a delicate chip where judging exactly where to land it is a little bit more important here than a lot of these shots.
What a shot from Stenson.
And he judged that well, almost perfectly. Well, that would have been the stealing to make that one. But he bumped it into the hill to kill it, and then it just trickled down over that ridge right next to the hole. Great job there.
A coy smile from his caddy, Gareth Lord.
You can see it flew just short of the top of that ridge to kill it.
Stenson tapped in for his par, so he stays at 10 under and 1 off the lead.
So now he has a chance to actually rest and think about what he's doing in this. I think he was just playing that to break left, and it just went straight.
Here's the 12th hole, par 3.
Yes, this green is mostly hidden from view, even from the new back tee, which is up a little bit from the front tee. But the green runs away almost all the way to the back of the green. The back left slightly returns the ball. Anything that runs through the green on the right goes into the chip-in area and continues away from the green. When this green plays fast, this back right hole location, you'd have to be very careful not to go past the pin or right of the pin because it would run into that chipping area. But with the soft greens that we have today, they're just gonna aim at the pin and hit at the distance of the hole today, with no fear that the ball's gonna hit and release and run off the green.
5th toughest hole so far today, just 3 birdies on the 12th hole. The group up ahead, Patrick Reed and Brooks Koepka, still finishing up number 12. So Stenson and Keimer wait. You can see the flags off in the distance. Very light wind today. That has not been a factor for these competitors.
Well, the dead straight in uphill putt is past the hole to the right, and the pin is cut in the back part of the green and on the right, so that's a hard place to get to. Even though the greens are soft, you expect the ball, both these guys, to probably hit it a little short of the pin and a little left, which will leave them a downhill putt.
While they wait, let's take a look at where it stands as we move closer.
Shot for Henrik to watch. So they both hit the same club on number 9, hit at a similar distance. He can club off of him. He's got a good shot to watch. He knows he can just go right at the pin. It's going to stop.
Stenson has pulled 5-iron here. The par 3 12th, playing 214 today. The longest it played this week was 220, and that was in the 3rd round. This one heading right of the hole, and it's short. So the highlight here at the 12th. Get your first birdie of the day.
Yes. A good shot and a hold putt. That feels great, but when you hold a bunker shot, that's even better.
So now Stenson a long way away, and if he makes this, he would pull back within 1 of the lead. Right now he's down 2 to Jimmy Walker.
Well, he's left himself a long putt, a little bit downhill and breaking to the right. This is the point of the round now. You've gotten to the back 9. The leaders are on the back 9, and you hear these roars, so you know somebody just did something. They're wondering what it was. Who did it? Manual scoreboards here by hand, so it takes in a minute or so sometimes to get the name and what happened up.
And it's certainly a different feel today because they did not repair after the 3rd round. So instead of having the top 2 in the final grouping of the day, a little bit all over the place. You got to do more scoreboard watching on a day like this.
51 feet 6 inches. The beginning of this putt will break right. It will straighten up and then break right again. Good speed. Relatively easy tap in. Martin will probably go first, otherwise Henrik will be standing on his mark.
Just 1 birdie today for Henrik Stenson and came back on the 6th hole. Rest of his scorecard all pars, and now hoping to add another par after his long birdie putt. Left him with this.
Very minimal break. You can play this in the hole, left, center, maybe even straight in. It's short enough that you'll just pop this in. Well done. Even though he's only made 1 birdie through 12 holes, he's still very much in great position.
Stenson makes his way over to the 13th tee, and here's what he'll have to face.
You have 2 new features on this hole. The creek has been extended further down the right side. For those that want to take on this hole with a driver, they must be straight. The new tee box has also made this hole a lot longer, forcing the players to decide, do they take driver and have to fit it between the bunker and the creek, or take a 3-wood and go short left of the first bunker, leaving a much longer shot into the green. This is a birdie opportunity. Today the pin is back left. This green funnels right to left, but you want to get over a rip.
On the 72nd hole, that led to birdie. You see that in the highlights all the time. And then, of course, in 93, it was your chip at 16 that we frequently see. So you wonder if Walker goes on to win, if that's the highlight, another chip.
Yeah, he drove it in the fairway and had to work it around the tree. He was in the right side of the fairway, so he had to try and cut it around the tree onto the green. He overcooked it into the bunker. Because of the softness of the greens, the bunker shot was not nearly as difficult as it would be if the course was soft. And here's Hendrik's favorite club. I say it's his favorite club. I think it'd be my favorite club if I could hit it like he hits it.
Carbon copy, Stenson, 3-wood, fairway. Henrik Stenson, 2 shots off the lead, held by Jimmy Walker. Jason Day, after a birdie at 11, just 1 shot back.
Aces growing the game.
Here's Stenson, who was a little scratchy when I last left him off the tee with his 3-wood, but he seems to have found his rhythm again.
Yes, his 3-wood's been solid lately. Used an iron off the tee on 8, striped his 3-wood on 10, 11, 13. He has hit a couple loose iron shots, though. He massive to the left. I say massive. You know, when he's got a 9-iron in his hand, he's expecting to hit it closer than 50 feet, like he did on 8. And then again on 11, where he missed the green with a short iron on the short left side. Well, not short, but left of the pin. A no-no. Never miss it. Short side in yourself, leaving yourself no green to work with, but he made a fantastic chip shot, save par. So he's hanging on by a thread. So right now is a great time after a perfect tee shot to attack this pin. I believe this is one of the more accessible pins they're going to see all day long. A back left hole location. You fly this ball to the hole, or even a little past the hole and to the right of it, it's going to funnel back towards the hole. This is a green light special.
Yeah, it's there. 12. It's basically 34 and 10 over that ridge. 44 straight down. Directly, just right at max of 7. Yes, plus the 2 shot. Yeah, 42. 37, 38.
Hearing the numbers, 142, 144 yards. That's in his wheelhouse, though, and the soft greens have become like dartboards for the world's best.
That's right. You know, right now they're just pretty much calculating where he wants to land this ball, because it's not going to go anywhere once it hits the green, unless it spins back a little bit. Just 2 weeks ago, a links course, there's so much more calculation. You've got, okay, it's playing. Once they figured out where they want to land it, into the wind, it still might be 40 yards of roll off the tee. A back hole location on a links course, you're just aiming for the front of the green. And
Staring it down. Get there.
That's another beauty, but it'll spin back a bit more than he hoped. Let himself around 20 feet, which is actually very good from that range. That's his go-to range. And
he is on the same level as the pin. There is a ridge that he is over the top of, so he is at least on the same level, so he doesn't contend with that. And he's going to have an up kind of thing that happens when you win a tournament. He needed to put that out of his mind as quickly as possible and just turn his attention to the next hole, number 11, get it in the fairway, leave himself in position to attack the hole. He knows that he can't just par in and expect to win. The way the conditions are and the way the back nine is played all week, the better scoring has been on the back nine all week. And we noticed he struggled early this morning and then got his speed down pat and turned it around and played his closing 9 very well. Went from behind to recapturing the lead. I think that was huge for him this morning to give him a lot of confidence going into this afternoon.
take me back to 93, and who was chasing you when you were trying to close out your first US Open?
I was paired with Payne Stewart the last round. He was in second. I played very well the first 3 days, and you know, I don't even really think that I ever looked at a leaderboard the whole day, because I think it was just Payne and I were pretty much the only two. Now, if we were faltering, we would have fallen back and given other people a chance, but for the most part, I just had to focus on my own game and what he was doing. So we didn't play exceptional golf for most of the day. So it's a little bit different for Jimmy than what I had to contend with. The golf course was difficult. I was really just fighting myself, but he's he's got to keep the pedal down. He's got to keep making birdies because this isn't over. He's doing a lot of great things, though. He's hitting in the fairway. He's shown all week that he is converted opportunities to make birdie from the fairway a lot better than most of the guys. He just needs to hit more fairways.
Well, Stenson here finds himself at 10 under par, around about 20 feet away. And from these last 6 holes, there's a handful of birdie opportunities on the table. It looks like he's going to need to make a flurry because that roar you heard in the distance was from Jimmy Walker, who holed a bomb for birdie at the 11th to get to 13 under par. So there's now a 2-shot buffer back to Jason Day and 3 to Stenson. But he'll be within 2 if he can make this. Is there much to it?
Well, this green funnels to the back left. So you can see he's playing 3 feet of break, and he's got to get it to the hole. And this is not the first time we've seen him leave it short. I haven't seen him hit a putt past the hole in quite a while. And he's talking to himself. What he's saying to himself is important right now. You know, he doesn't need to be beating himself up because he didn't hit a good putt. He needs to be thinking, okay, what is it I'm doing? Am I looking up a little soon? Am I not giving myself a good pause for the backstroke? You know, what is it I need to do well coming in? Because I'm not out of this thing by any means. It only takes 1 birdie to get things going.
Just a tap in left for the Swede. And he will remain at 10 under. With 5 to play.
Well, Jimmy Walker is 12 under par on the back 9 this week. So he has now started the 9 that he has played much better. There's a lot of things in his favor right now.
Well, they'll march over to 14. One of the easiest holes on the property, Lee Jansen.
Well, the 2 bunkers off the tee to the left, you'll drive over those with no problem. And the left side of this fairway is ideal. Opens up this green. Today's hole location is in the back right, so the left side's even better today because of that. Anywhere in the fairway will be fine for attack mode. There's a spine that runs right up the middle of this green, so you want to at least keep it on the same half of the green that the pin is on. So the right side of the green will give you the easier putt, and it is. It's got great history, incredible amount of great champions over the years. You know, for me, I love that I'm part of Baltrusol history. But the members are very proud of this course, and they should be. We got 2 great courses and a great membership. It's a great golfing club. They put on a great championship.
Putt bends down, picks up the tee, and it is right in the center of the fairway. Stenson's got 5 holes to find at least 3. We are going to have a champion crowned tonight on the 18th green. Henrik Stenson is one of those 3 players still left in the conversation. He's currently 3 behind Jimmy Walker, who's just got birdie. Luke Elvey, pleased to be joined by Ned Michaels, former European Tour player and Asian Tour winner. And Ned, we are at the pointy end of this championship.
Fortunate to be here, aren't we? With all the rain and weather that we had. Isn't it getting exciting too? Walker back-to-back birdies. Day has righted the ship. Started off with sloppy bogeys, and this man, Henrik Stenson, certainly still a contender. He's 3 shots back, but he knows how to make birdies, and he knows how to make a lot of them.
He's only made the 1 thus far. That came at the 6th. After a nice iron shot into the par 4. He's had a couple of opportunities since, but hasn't quite had the speed on his putts. There he is with just a short club into 14, but Kyle also getting ready to go as well.
Because they didn't repair between rounds. So I think here at this point in this stage of the championship, we'll see some bumps and we'll see some slow, especially with these hole locations at the back of the greens. Some very slow bids up the hill.
Henrik Stenson has led the field all week at Baltrusol in approaches. A fairly appropriate time to hit one in tight here. for Stenson. Around 12 to 15 feet. It was very close to being great.
Perfect weight for Henrik Stenson, a sign of a man who's well in control of his nerves. Distance control, one of the first things to go when you get a little anxious and your golf swing gets a little handsy. And the fact, Luke, that he could carry it to the back edge of the green and have it just drift back to hole high says a lot about where this man is mentally.
Pretty hard not to be high on confidence after that performance at Royal Troon. It was breathtaking, wasn't it? That final round duel with Phil Mickelson. They separated themselves by some 10+ shots from the half at 36 at the Open. Making cuts, but not contending. Henrik Stenson, it's been completely different. To missing the cut at the US Open, sorry, at the Masters, then withdrawing from the US Open when it looked like he was going to miss the cut. He's won at the Open Championship and now has this to get to 11 under, be within 2.
Outside left, firm.
It looked good all the way, didn't it? Just dove right late. Stenson knew it. Tough to see opportunities slipping by at this stage of the tournament, particularly when you're the chaser.
Right side, stand there, please.
A little bit of work left to do. But he did see what it does when it comes past the hole. So all things considered, a relatively simple putt.
It's at the bottom. He's got 4 holes to play. He effectively needs a Charles Schwartzel from here if he's to get it done. And of course, reflecting upon the 2011 Masters where the South African flashed home to snatch the green jacket from a couple of Australians. Adam Scott and Jason Day, they've both become major champions in their own right. Let's move across to the 15th tee. Very good short forward, 436 yards.
A tricky but approachable par 4. As you said, 436 yards. The bunker on the right side. You want to get to it 310 yards, and it tumbles down the hill to the burn at 374 yards. From there, back uphill, playing 5 yards in the hole location today. In a tempting, tantalizing place, back left. Hit the fairway, and you will have a green light special, Luke, to this hole location. Relatively flat, not a whole lot of movement in this back left quadrant of the green. Stenson has a decision to make. Aggressive. Could have gone with the driver and really try to get it down the hill, but hits this club so well, hits it far enough. We'll still have a birdie opportunity if he can get it in the fairway.
Safely down the centre. And that'll be a good angle of attack for Stenson as well. Time's running out. Daniel Summerhays in the clubhouse at 10 under. That's the new clubhouse lead. Jimmy Walker's got it out right at 13 under. Utah posts 10 under. That'll be his best finish in a major championship.
35. Waft of help 830. 5 behind it. 5 here. 35. Yeah. 35 flag. After that,
Also completes a great major season for Daniel Summerhays, who had a top 10 Oakmont as well. The top 4 finishes here, guaranteed to start the Masters next year. Summerhays has not played at Augusta National.
you do, but it's only spin. It's like 2.5.
Yards for Martin Keimer, 147 for Henrik Stenson. Tough hole location for a man who does spin the ball a lot with his wedges. looking to hit a British Open style flat shot with no spin. We're pretty sure he knows how to do that, Luke.
He's got all the shots, doesn't he?
A little bit of a downhill. That'll help take spin off as well.
Long as death. Mickelson was back there earlier today. He got it up and down, but it's so thick and will certainly test every bit of Henrik Stenson. You think that's the wrong club or adrenaline?
The way he's talking to his main man, I think they might have misclubbed a bit. But he had to take it on. He's forced to. He's 3 shots behind. So at Oakmont on Sunday. So a couple of the majors on Sunday, and he's deep under par.
There's the ball of Henrik Stenson. It's that thick Kentucky bluegrass thatched in with the Poana grass. It's not easy to play out of. What does it do to the club?
Let's talk about this shot, because this is an interesting way to think about a golf shot. You can flop it up like we saw Phil Mickelson do. You can square the face up, try to come in shallow, take a lot of the grass with the ball, just trundle it on and hope that it runs out. But this grass, especially in the back of the green, because in the practice rounds, a lot of the players would have walked back here and hit shots. So the grain will probably be from the green towards Henrik Stenson. And of course, this is where it drains. So when that happens, what the grass does is get between the club face and the ball, takes all the spin off of it, and rides the club face, basically creating more loft. So if you're going to go with an open face shot, you have to commit to it, and a lot of speed is required. Very easy to come up short here. If he goes with the high option, he'll have a wide stance. He'll be choking up, aiming left. He's looking about an inch behind the ball, an explosion style shot.
Just caught a little high on the club face. Now Stenson is facing this chip left. If he's to get it, he has to hold it, you'd imagine, given the position he's in.
That was always the danger, wasn't it? Mickelson with the same shot. You remember how big of a swing he took. A lot more speed. But it's the hard elements of that shot is that it's uphill and then downhill running away from you. So you know that you have to hit it absolutely perfect.
Jordan Spieth just completed his championship at 2 under par 68 in the clubhouse at 6 under. He was good without being great this week, and he'll go through the 2016 major season without a win, particularly after that disappointment of what happened to him at Augusta National.
This is no cupcake for Stenson. A couple of big grass blades between the club face and the ball. That's the problem.
Slipping away for the Swede. A chance to go back-to-back like Stenson did last year in majors, like Rory did in 2014. Many others before, including Tiger Woods.
And those were the blades of grass I was talking about. Just enough to make you wonder, will it come off hot? Will it come off dead? You did everything right. You just don't know exactly what's going to happen.
How demoralising is that for a player, Ned, when you've been locked into it?
And it's really, quite frankly, hard to finish the round. Because, especially for a champion of Henrik Stenson's caliber, he's not here to finish 4th. Yeah, that's nice. It looks good on his resume. When he talks about maybe trying to become a Hall of Famer, that might come into account, another top 10 in a major. But for him, it was about winning. And those chances probably gone with the breeze here.
So this is what's left for a bogey here at 15. Stenson's had 8 top 5s in major championship golf. 42 starts, including that win last start at Royal True. Oh dear. There it goes. It'll be a double bogey. And now Stenson has gone from the equation. He's down to 2. You'd imagine. I say that, but Robert Streb finds himself at 9 under through 13 holes, but Stenson at 8 under. Now he's gone. It didn't look comfortable the whole way, did it?
Little bobble, which takes the break out early. I think more just focus, like we were talking about. Just those are the ones that your heart and your gut are into, and if they're not, you don't make them.
16, the par 3.
215 yards today. Hole location cut just above the spine that you see in the back right of this green. 23 to carry it. The whole location just a few past it. Tough one to get close. Easy to make par. Big receptive green. Very difficult to finish. They're champions for sure. But just the same, it's very easy to lose your focus now and make a couple of sloppy swings coming home.
This is a 5-iron for Stenson, who's made 3 straight pars. So in the center of the green, solid. It's been a very impressive last 3 weeks, though, for Stenson, and that's disrespecting the fact that he had a win after the US Open in Europe. It's been a wonderful run. It's come to an end here, sadly, just inside the top 10.
These two players have exchanged 3 shots in the last 2 holes. Standing on the 14th tee, Henrik Stenson was 10 under par. Keimer was 7 under par. Keimer goes birdie par. Stenson goes par double. But who knows? Maybe he rolls this in, makes birdie on 17. Remember that magic 3-wood that he hit earlier in the championship? So he could make eagle rather on 18.
Well, birdie, eagle gets him to 12 under. But first, he has to make this putt to have any chance of that. Hasn't hit it. As you said, all the adrenaline's rushed out of the body now. He knows the moment's gone. He's just got to get it to the house without wasting any more opportunities. How about Robert Streb's performance after that 63 in the second round? He didn't get to play the third round at all yesterday. He's had to come out and have 36 holes. He put up a 72 in the third round, and we thought, well, that's it. He's gone. Well, he's fought hard. He's made 3 birdies in his last 9 holes to get back to 2 under the day, 9 under for the championship.
I think would have been very difficult for him in the final round.
So Keimer drops back to 6 under par. Stenson has this to remain at 8 under. And we've got the 2 par 5s left. Sadly, a little too distant to make up the difference. Let's go to the longest hole on the property. It's a whopper.
618 yards, a crushing par 5. Narrowest of shoots off of the tee. The cross bunkers that you see here in the distance, unreachable, 378 yards. Hit it in the fairway off the tee. Lay up with a long iron, even a hybrid or a fairway wood if you're a shorter hitter, to an elevated green some 4 or 5 yards above the players. And the whole location today on 17, front left.
Hole, so for Walker coming down the stretch, he'll have 2 of the easiest holes in major championship golf to try and get it done. Just depends on what Jason Day does in front of him. But first, Stenson on the tee, back with a trusty 3-wood. It is a 3-shotter for the entire field. In fact, only 2 players have ever reached this green in 2 in a major championship. John Daly did it with a driver iron back in 1993, and then Tiger Woods got through the green in 2 back in 2005 at the PGA. Stenson looking for a birdie. He's not been able to find here at 17 all week.
You may be at home asking, why is he not hitting driver? Maybe he can get there 600 yards. Well, it plays uphill, and even if he hits driver...
Morning we thought, was there something really low out there, but there hasn't been at all. Baltrusol has fought back here in the afternoon. Wouldn't imagine he'd be too concerned with that. Another pump 3-wood, and that's what's left for those two at this brutally long par 3. 17 and 18 are playing the two easiest holes on the course today. And as our group marches up there,
99% of you says I'm out of it. 1% is saying, if I can hole it and make eagle on 18, I get within 1, and you never know what can happen. So why not? Ball pretty well below his feet. He'll be aiming left edge of the bunker on the trunk of the tree. Just trying to drop it into the cup.
Phase 1 complete. This one will spin back into a handful of feet. High quality shot by Stenson. That left for birdie. With a birdie finish, we get a share of third with Summerhays. Birdie eagle will put him at 11 under.
And isn't that what he was trying to do back on 15? But we said it at the top of the show. Back hole locations were going to challenge these players. Hard to get it close, and if you wanted to get it close, you were going to have to take on the risk of going long. And here at Baltrusol, going long on any of these greens is treacherous. And Henrik Stenson, one of the many to pay the price.
He's incredibly streaky, Henrik Stenson. We know what happened at the tail end of 2013 when from the US Open to the end of the year, he amassed something like $20 million in earnings when he won both the money titles on the US Tour and the European Tour. The hot streak started in June this time round. He won on the European Tour, then he won the Open Championship. He's going to have a top 5 finish here, you'd imagine. You've got the playoffs to come, the Ryder Cup, and then the European Tour race to Dubai. Could we see Henrik Stenson do it again?
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you right now, I would not want to play him in the Ryder Cup. If Davis Love is my captain, I put my arm around and say, Davis, whatever you do, make sure that I don't go up against Stenson, because this could be a 9 and 8 complete disaster. He's just playing that well where he could rip off birdie after birdie.
Yes, he's been running the tables for a while, hasn't he?
And remember when he won both the race to Dubai and the FedEx Cup Championship, we were all saying, could it be done? And Luke Donald, like Roger Bannister, who broke the 4-minute mile, we didn't think it was possible. Too much travel, too many dollars had to be earned. You couldn't play the FedEx Cup playoffs, win the Tour Championship, then go across and play in Europe. But as soon as Luke Donald does it, Henrik Stenson's able to do it, and who's the next man? You never know.
Did Rory do it? 2014?
Sounds right.
No, Billy Horschel pipped him in that FedEx Cup playoffs.
You're right.
When he won
The money, but Billy Horschel, he honors his commitment, plays in the event the following day, drives home, and 2 days later, his first child arrives. That shows the kind of class and character that Billy Horschel has.
Gee, I hope he covered the bar tab.
Oh, we didn't ask him.
No.
We just said it's on that guy in the crazy-looking pants.
Well, Henrik Stenson won so much money in that 6-month stretch back in 2013 that his caddy, Gareth Lord, went and bought a Ferrari to celebrate for himself. Stenson now inside 6 feet to get back to 9 under par. been a disappointing finish. And all the life poured out of him on 15. Well, he's still got the 18th to go, the easiest hole on the property. Didn't look like a bad stroke.
Looked like he may have hit it a little bit off the heel. But a tough putt to read. I hit that putt earlier in the week, almost that exact putt. And a couple feet away from Henrik, it breaks to the right, and a couple feet down from Henrik, it breaks to the left. So,
well, let's head to the tee, Graham. Why don't we have a look at 18, this phenomenally enjoyable risk-reward par 5 that has all the history.
And why not today? Both of these players get it down there as far as you can. It's only 526 yards today. Hug the right center of the fairway to avoid the newly added large lake. Plays 7 yards uphill to a well-guarded, elevated green. Hole location today in the flat spot in the back right. Very approachable, very manageable, especially for a guy like Martin Keimer who can play a high fade. If he finds the
2/3 of a stroke under par. We saw Henrik hit 2 blistering 3-woods here on day 2 to make eagle. Hit 2 3-woods to the hole yesterday, oh sorry, early this morning to make birdie. He's played it in 4 under for the week. The plaque, Jack Nicklaus's 1-iron that he hit in 1967 from 237 yards to confirm the US Open victory. It's a very good landing area.
Let's watch his lower body here. Legs tired after a long day of golf. Have to keep your hips moving. Drive off the right foot.
Very exuberant official there waving that flag, saying that is crushed down the left-hand side, parallel to the plaque.
That is how we all feel when Henrik Stenson hits his 3-wood. I love it.
Please.
We all want to stand up. The final hole.
237 back there.
Let's put a charge into all these people. Look at them, 20 deep, lining the clubhouse. This will get your adrenaline going, even if you don't have a chance to win. They'll be looking to do something special. Look at all the people.
Who would have thought that just shy of 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday afternoon, early evening, we'll be watching the final groups come down the stretch here at Baltrusol.
Lined up right at it.
Just hammered it straight over the green. He was jacked up, wasn't he? I'm not sure if that 3-wood's ever been drug tested, but it should be. We saw him knock it in tight here on day 2. This one here was just crushed. He kept saying wind, wind. There hasn't been much all day. He's flown it by 20 yards.
It's 242 uphill, playing 250, and he knew it as soon as he hit it. Look at
the size of those eyes.
Don't tell me that he wasn't into that shot. It flew, I would guess, 270. 242 uphill, call it 250, 55. And it flew all the way to the grandstand. No, 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 my friend. I'm not going to let you catch me on the last hole. Not a whole lot in this putt. A little tricky to read. I hit 5 or 6 putts from this exact spot. Most of them want to go away from the clubhouse, so that's from right to left for Henrik, but it all depends on the speed.
Given some of the short looks recently that haven't gone, this would certainly make him feel a little bit better. that sums up Henrik Stenson's finish. So it'll be a share of 8th alongside his playing competitor Martin Koma. A wonderful couple of majors. The win in the top 10. Very impressive by the 40-year-old Swede, who'll then now head to Rio looking to pick up a gold medal. A historic few weeks in his life. We can do that.